Hi all, this is Dr. Sage Breslin, and this is Wisdom Wednesdays. So, how often do you hit it out of the park? How many times a week or a day do you notice yourself so invested in making sure that your performance is not just on par, but really stellar, whether you're at work or home or school or anywhere else? How often do you find yourself just secretly smiling when you know that you've landed it? And how often do you go home wondering if you could have done it differently, better? How often do you wonder, how it's going to be received? How often do you wonder if it's going to be acknowledged, if you're going to be appreciated maybe in the way that maybe you would deserve? How often do you wonder if you're going to be well regarded or well respected for hitting it out of the park once again? Because you are that high performing, highly motivated, hugely talented person. But how often are you seen for who you are? How often do you find yourself really wondering about, what other people will say in response to what you've produced? So let's get a couple of things straight. Number one, other people's opinions are none of your business. Even your boss, when that person likes to weigh in on your work performance, it really is just an opinion. Now, granted, it's an opinion that may allow you to keep your job or promote or whatever, right? But in reality, it is not a definer of who you are as a person. It's an opinion, maybe an important opinion, but an opinion. The second thing is, when you find yourself questioning what's really happened or what's going on or what other people think, I want you to really consider something. I want you to look for evidence that your thought is on the mark, that your thought's real rather than just, the nonsense that we sometimes generate in our minds. What used to be called stinking thinking, right? So I absolutely love the movie Jerry Maguire. And okay, don't judge me, okay? But I love that movie for so many reasons. And one of my favorite scenes is where Jerry has kind of, fallen down the rabbit hole. And his client is trying, one of his last remaining clients, right, is trying to motivate him to get back in the swing of things. And he says, Jerry, show me the money, Jerry. Say it with me, Jerry. Show me the money. And I often think that when we're down that rabbit hole with our thinking, we need to say, show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. Where is the evidence that that is real? If you have this thought that, your boss doesn't think you've done a good job or is saying you're not all that in a piece of toast, then where's the evidence? Has your boss said that? Can he prove that? Is there any evidence that you are not the amazing human being that you are? So that's two things, right? Okay, let's think about other things. Like, how about how you feel about yourself? So when you notice your thoughts are not supporting your well-being, check in with your body. How are you feeling? Oftentimes when we're out of alignment, uh, we'll, have a bellyache or we'll have a headache. And it's our body's way of saying, like, look, those thoughts do not match reality. You may want to check in on that. So, the other thing is that sometimes when we judge ourselves too harshly, sometimes when we start to take ownership of other people's reality, like when you are taking as truth what your boss says or what your spouse says or even what your friends say, it can be a sign that you're out of alignment with your soul, with who you are at your core. And for old soul women, it happens a lot. We are incredibly driven, highly motivated people. And yet, when we get in situations where other people's opinions begin to matter more than our own, we can kind of fall off the dime and fall out of alignment. And we call that being deactivated. It's like our old soul or our core is no longer in the driver's seat. And then suddenly we begin to think that we are what we do and we are what other people say, which is all, again, hogwash. So I really want you to consider, if you have been hitting it out of the park, gosh darn it, celebrate yourself. That's what needs to happen. Celebrate you. You're amazing. But if you notice that you're not celebrating yourself, that you kind of fallen down that slippery slope, that your thoughts and feelings are maybe not supporting your overall well-being, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to check in with someone who really knows how that is and has found a way to put you back in the driver's seat. Honestly, in 10 easy steps. So if this resonates for you, shoot me a message, give me a call, get onto my online scheduler and book a complimentary time. Let's chat, okay? But really ask yourself, how are you receiving yourself, especially when you're doing well? This is Wisdom Wednesdays, and this is Dr. Sage Breslin.